real newsstand filled with fake news.
Real newsstand filled with fake news.
Over fake news, there is a newsstand. According to a study by the Columbia Journalism Review, 75% of Americans have been duped by a fake headline.
Now a journalism giant is trying to help Americans figure out what's real, what's not.
Yeah, it's kind of brilliant. What they did was swap out real newspapers and replace them with completely fake copies with totally fictitious headlines that are heavily promoted and shared on the internet.
Take a look at the couple that they've created here. Would you be drawn in by a headline like this? These are all headlines that actually proliferated on the internet at one point in time. They're all real, except they're all fake stories, each and every one of them.
We wanted to take things that people actually believed on the internet and then shared often and take them out of the internet and put them in the real world and show how ridiculous it is.
This is the greatest thing I've ever read.
Hollywood elites are using baby blood to get high.
Yeah.
What happens inside when you open that up?
Columbia Journalism Review put an insert inside each publication which tells the reader how to recognize fake news.
CJR is working to educate news consumers about how to actually spot misinformation.
Ein ganzer Kiosk voll mit reißerischen.
En Manhattan vendió periódicos.
Понятно, что все это глупо.
Vérifier la source dans ces journaux.
Edicola specializzata in fake news. L'idea realizzata
Allesamt seriösen Zeitungen.
And talk about 2018 and why I was surprised to find it's the best year in the history of gaming.
Who are you?
Big Snoop Dogg from the DPJC. Oh, wait.
What the hell you doing on my property?
Spyro! Nephew, what's happening, baby?
I got something for you too, nephew. Check this out.
Oh, damn! Give him the bling!
How did we get this guy to do this, to promote our brand for no money? Influencers. People with millions of followers who influence others.
I don't even like champagne.
Problem was, Virgin Australia's Velocities influencers didn't have millions of followers. They were just regular people who were good at earning airline reward points and travelling the world for free. So we created a new word, Earnbassador. Instead of paying one person with millions of followers lots of money, we converted our marketing budget into points and paid thousands of regular people in points to promote our points.
On social media, from there you can earn points.
So, did it work?
5, 6,
7, 8. Earning points for everyone, velocity points.
Yeah, it worked. Thousands of points-obsessed people promoted our brand for free.
Points, give me the points, velocity.
From random ad agencies creating free ads, to educational puppet raps, to this fashion designer's points-earning fashion line. Actual influencers tried to get paid lots of points for writing velocity on their head. But they didn't earn as many points as Josie, whose authentic content earned her enough points to visit places she's never been. Or Coral and Joe, whose content helped them visit their daughter in London. The Earnbassadors created an endless stream of content that gave us more reach than any influencer, and it didn't cost a cent.
That's crazy!
All we had to do was pick the best ones and serve them to anyone who needed educating on how rewarding velocity points are.
Go ahead and shop at Kohl's with flybys. When you earn these points, you can fly high.
The Earnbassadors gave regular people the lifestyle normally reserved for influencers, allowing them to travel the world for free.
Cheers!
The Earnbassadors. The campaign money couldn't buy.
We wouldn't describe ourselves as influencers because that would be a little bit full of ourselves.
The year is 2018, and Instagram is filling up with love. Too much love. But in Peru, there is something that is not receiving so much love. An issue no one wants to talk about. Yup, their balls. League Against Cancer presents I Love My Balls. We took a cultural, social icon and flipped it. And by doing so, we turned the conversation around this taboo, encouraging young male adults to have a self-exam and an annual checkup for prostate, testicular, and penile cancer awareness month. Because all of us have to love our balls, right? With the help of naked celebrities, our hashtag got out of control. Actors, musicians, artists, our national soccer team, Peru's Surgeon General, and the First Lady became part of our movement. And this is what happened. With zero budget, we did not only raise $2 million in free press, also increased by more than 1,800% checkups to our clinics nationwide. But best of all, we saved 5 lives who were diagnosed with an early stage of cancer.
Quise hacerme un chequeo de prevención. Me diagnosticaron que tenía el mismo problema, ¿no? Sientes que el mundo se te puede acabar en un santiamén. Gracias a Dios seguí el tratamiento prescrito y ahora estoy acá parado frente a ustedes. Definitivamente, si tú amas la vida, trátate a tiempo para poder seguir disfrutando de lo hermoso que es la vida.
So, by just turning over the most loved sticker on Instagram, we broke a taboo about self-examination and an annual checkup. I love my balls. League Against Cancer.
Social memes and challenges come and go. They're usually frivolous fun. People participate and don't give it much thought. The 10-year challenge was no different. People were asked to show a pic of themselves 10 years ago side by side with a pic of themselves today. Tons of regular people did it. Tons of celebs did it. Everyone was talking about it. We realized that when the challenge was taken through the lens of our client, the Hospital for Sick Children, we could give it a completely new purpose. The SickKids vs. 10-Year Challenge gave us a unique, free opportunity to display the transformative nature of SickKids Hospital. In less than 24 hours, we created Facebook and Instagram posts that tell an entire story of the power of donations. Not only were our posts shared and liked, but many former patients and their parents also posted their own versions of the meme. With a simple change of characters, we were able to take advantage of a shallow social media challenge without getting lost in it, making the SickKids 10-Year Challenge more meaningful, powerful, and inspiring.
Brace your phones.
Apple is releasing 70 new emojis.
New characters include new foods like mangoes, lobsters, and a bagel.
Will be available very soon.
The new bagel emoji is causing an uproar.
Apple getting served a lot of criticism.
Fired up about this.
It looks plastic.
What are those?
No, you're
People
right.
are
That's terrible.
demanding
It doesn't have cream cheese on it.
Philadelphia cream cheese weighed in all of this.
Of course, Philadelphians had something to say about this.
They show us just how much more complete it looks with the cream cheese.
Because they want some schmear. You gotta have a bagel with schmear, and nobody's eating a plain bagel.
Philadelphia cream cheese launching a Twitter poll.
A Twitter poll and a tongue-in-cheek Change.org petition.
Starting a petition.
Change.org petition. Apple changed its bagel emoji.
Apple heard their concerns.
Apple is now making changes to its bagel emoji.
Why does this emoji have people excited?
It's got cream cheese in it.
The generous schmear of cream cheese.
With cream cheese. With cream cheese.
Yeah.
They had an issue and they fixed it.
There was so much backlash, they actually changed the emoji. It now comes with a schmear of cream cheese.
You could say Apple is trying to fix the schmear campaign.
Half the country isn't registered to vote. We're working on this.
We're one step closer to solving the world's problems.
Finally! Finally!
It is midnight. The federal government now officially shut down.
This is causing a lot of anxiety and stress for many families.
800,000 government workers without a paycheck.
I have rent due, I have gas due. My son's birthday is this month, Christmas.
Making sure now that we have enough groceries in the house, that paycheck to paycheck is everything.
Collectively, they're losing more than $1.4 billion a week.
Families are under a lot of pressure. So Kraft, a brand built on making family mealtimes simpler and less stressful, stepped up, helping federal workers keep family meals business as usual. Within 24 hours, Kraft built a grocery store. It was typical in every way, except one. Instead of paying us, they could pay it forward by donating to their favorite charity when they got paid later. Because if they were going without pay, then so would we. Word quickly spread through D.C. and the nation. The shutdown became the longest in history, and the number of families coming through our doors reached over 2,300 per day. So to increase support for families, we took out a full-page ad asking other brands, even competing brands, to help fill our shelves. And they did. The shutdown lasted 35 days.
This store has been a very big help for me.
To take care of a family of 4, I'm trying to do what I can.
You all may not be affected, but you're thinking about other people.
And we were proud to prove that the most essential thing, the thing you can't shut down, is family.
Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum
We do have some breaking internet news.
Say goodbye to IHOP.
What?
With one simple swap of a letter.
It is changing its name to
IHOP.
Aha!
Which really rolls off the tongue.
It is the name change that is driving the internet crazy.
Change it back! No one is gonna say IHOP!
It's like McDonald's getting rid of the arches.
His mama call him IHOP, we call him IHOP, right?
I gotta say, I love it.
IHOP and IHOP were trending over net neutrality, the Trump North Korea summit.
Nuclear war, yeah, but what about IHOP?
IHOP is sparking a nationwide guessing game. Is it biscuits, bacon,
Bananas.
Beyonce?
International House of Benghazi?
It's a full-on IHOPalypse.
If you thought the B would stand for breakfast along with the millions of others, you're wrong. IHOP has gone from pancakes to burgers.
Burgers.
No way.
I know, right?
I didn't think they would actually do it. I thought this was just a marketing thing.
Well, if you walk into an IHOP, you might notice something different.
No way.
There it is!
Even celebs are reacting to IHOP. And obviously, Chrissy Teigen had to say something.
And all these other big brands jump in. Burger King went to Pancake King.
From Whataburger.
Hot Buckets.
A&W restaurant. Netflix.
People lost it. Yeah. Lost it.
They tried to change their name to IHOP and were punished with weeks of attention.
IHOP. That is one of the dumbest things that we've heard in a long time.
I initially thought the move was pretty stupid, but you proved me wrong.
No one is gonna order a burger from IHOP! Stock surged up more than 30%.
This is nonsense. What were they thinking?
I think it's pretty genius.
That's right.
I mean, they trolled America in a way that's legendary. And forever, we will always know that IHOP sells burgers.
This is a story about doors. A lot of them. And that's me, MJ Hagar, an Air Force combat veteran and a mom. This door behind me is from my Pave Hawk helicopter. It's all that's left of the aircraft that I was flying that day. I was on a rescue mission in Afghanistan as a combat search and rescue pilot. I heard the windshield crack and realized I'd been shot. But I continued the mission and airlifted the patients out. After taking even more fire, we crashed a few miles away. But my story begins much earlier. One of my first memories was of a door, but it was my dad throwing my mom through a glass one. 3 years later, Mom got the courage to walk out the door, and she opened a new one for my sister and me here in Texas. And it was here that I put my foot on the gas and followed my dream to be a pilot. And that meant opening, pushing, sometimes kicking through every door that was in my way. I signed up for ROTC at UT. Then I was commissioned as an officer in the Air Force. I served 5 years in aircraft maintenance, working on the F-16 and the B-2. I managed to get one of only a handful of slots for flight school. Then I spent a year training to fly. I flew water drops over wildfires in California, and eventually served 3 tours in Afghanistan. And then, the crash. 2 Army helicopters rescued us from the wreckage. I strapped myself to the skids and returned fire on the Taliban while we flew to safety. That got me a Purple Heart, and I became the second woman ever awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross with Valor. But after that, the door closed. Injured and unable to fly, I was barred from my next career choice because I was a woman. So I came home. I worked in healthcare and business, I got married, and started my family.
Wait, barred because I was a woman? That's ridiculous.
So I sued the Pentagon, but not just about that job, about the ban on women serving in all ground combat jobs. And I went to DC to lobby Congress, but door after door was slammed in my face. I heard things like, my boss agrees with you, but you aren't in a position to do anything for him. You're not one of our donors. Well, eventually,
we are eliminating the direct ground combat exclusion rule for women.
We won. And that opened the door for hundreds of thousands of women to compete for elite ground combat jobs. a major victory for our military. Hold on, back up a minute. Not one of his donors? That's not how this is supposed to work. One of those closed doors was my congressman, Tea Party Republican John Carter. Apparently, being his constituent and a veteran wasn't enough to get a meeting. I guess I also needed to be a donor. So now I'm running against him, taking on a system that cares more about campaign donors and political parties than protecting our country. Congressman Carter hasn't had a tough race his entire career. So, we'll show him tough, then we'll show him the door.